Welcome to all and good evening. It's a pleasure once again to connect with all my partners in the Safe Water Alliance partnership. Today we will be holding the 9th Clean Water Talks, and with us we will have Mr. Shoury Reddy, the founder of Balvikasa NGO in India, to walk us through how he conducts training for the marginalized and the grassroots people so that they get their own safe water source. I am with you, your host Poonam Sevak, Vice President, Program and Partnership from Safe Water Network. Safe Water Network is a New York-based not-for-profit organization working in India and Ghana. We are working on 4 verticals: policy and advisory, field implementation, training and technical services, and networking and alliance building. It is my pleasure to be associated with all of you under the USAID supported program SEVA, Sustainable Enterprises for Water and Health, an alliance which is working to bring affordable safe water to the people in the peri-urban slums and municipalities so that they have water safety and water security. It's my pleasure to have Mr. Chigoze as my co-host from USAID. Mr. Chigoze is a foreign officer with USAID India, working primarily on environmental issues. He works on air pollution, sustainable landscapes, biodiversity, WASH, and local-led developments. He has a rich experience in survey design, implementation, data analysis, particularly in the sub-Saharan African geographies. Mr. Chigoze is a graduate from the University of Colorado, and he also has a Master's of Science in Natural Resource Management from the University of Michigan. With this, I would like Mr. Chigoze to speak a few words.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and I hope you're all doing well.
Thank you, sir.
Hello? Hi, sorry about that, Poonam. Good afternoon, and I hope you're all doing well. Like Poonam said, my name is Kazi Oku, and I'm from USAID India, working primarily on environmental issues, including WASH. I'm super excited to participate in the 9th edition of the Clean Water Talks, where we learn best practices and innovative approaches undertaken by sector leaders from the WASH space. USAID is committed to improving access to safe and clean drinking water for populations throughout the world. USAID also believes that working with local partners and communities is necessary to creating long-lasting and effective solutions to issues related to water, hygiene, and sanitation. As you all know, globally, nearly 10 people lack access to safe drinking water in their homes. 3 billion people lack access to basic hand washing facilities, and about 6 in 10 people lack access to proper sanitation, which all contribute to the spread of disease and hamper economic growth. In India specifically, USAID partners with the Safe Water Network to create innovative and sustainable solutions to improve access to clean water and sanitation while empowering and collaborating with local communities. For example, the Safe Water Network created the Water Aunties program, allowing women to become change agents by teaching them how to run and manage water ATMs. Today, we're going to learn from Mr. Shoury Reddy, the Executive Director of the NGO Balvikasa, to discuss their grassroots and local approaches to address some of India's most complex water challenges. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chigoze. Now let me introduce you to Mr. Shoury Reddy. Mr. Shoury Reddy is the Executive Director of Balvikasa. Balvikasa is more than 30-year-old NGO, and Mr. Shoury Reddy has been leading it since its inception. Mr. Shoury Reddy has the expertise in community development and development of models which help bridge the marginalized, and serve the vulnerable people. The two domains on which Mr. Shoury Reddy has excelled are safe water and water conservation. Balvikasa is having more than 1,300 community water purification plants benefiting over 2.7 million people in India. He is also supporting in the Sujal Anytime Water Kiosk that provides chilled RO purified water to the urban communities, and this is exceedingly affordable at the drop of ₹2 coin. He has played a pivotal role in the desilting and restoration of the minor tanks in the irrigation. He has supported the Mission Kakatiya of the government of Telangana flagship program. He's also working on the ambitious Mission Jal Vikas that seeks to construct 20,000 farm ponds by 2025 for water conservation. Speaking about Balvikasa is an ISO certified not-for-profit organization. The main objective of Balvikasa is to free India from marginalized communities and especially the inequalities from which they suffer. Balvikasa also delivers effective capacity building programs through its Balvikasa PDTC development program. They work on CSR advisory, consultancy, capacity building, and social startup incubation center. They run 10 programs in 8 states, impacting more than 6,500 villages. And I am sure working in Telangana, where we also work, Mr. Shoury Reddy's work and Balvikasa work stands out at the community level. With this, I will request Mr. Shoury Reddy to take the stage and present the findings on how you bring about the training of the grassroots people so that they effectively operate and manage their water ATMs.
Namaste Poonamji, thank you for the introduction.
మేము చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి బావిలో నీళ్ళు తాగినాము, బావిలో తాగినాము, చిల్లర తాగినాము, పైండ్ బోర్లు తర్వాత ఇక మాకు అవే దిగుబడప్పుడు అవే తాగినాము. దానివల్ల వాంతులు అవుడు, పైతం అవుడు చేసుడు, జ్వరాలు వచ్చుడు, కాళ్ళ నొప్పులు, కీళ్ళ నొప్పులు, తల నొప్పులు ఏదోటిగా ఇక మన హాస్పిటల్కి పోడు, హాస్పిటల్ ఖర్చు పెట్టుడు ఇట్లా నడిచింది ఆ నీళ్ళతో. అవి దాకా మా ఆధారం లేకపోయా.
గ్రామంలో 200 ఇల్లు ఉంటాయి. యావరేజ్ గా 60% ఈ వాటర్ తాగడం వల్ల ఒక ఇష్యూ కింద ప్రాబ్లం ఫేస్ అయింది అన్నట్టు. టౌన్ కి ఇంత దగ్గరలో ఉన్న 6 కిలోమీటర్స్ డిస్టెన్స్ లో ఉన్న ఒక ప్లాంట్ లేదు, ఒక డెవలప్మెంట్ లేదు అని చెప్పేసి దీనికి సొల్యూషన్ ఏంటని ఆలోచిస్తే జస్ట్ ఓన్లీ వన్ ఐకాన్ బాలవికాస్ ఒక్కటే మనకి ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్ ని రిజాల్వ్ చేయడానికి ఒకటే ఆప్షన్ లాగా కనబడింది.
మన విలేజ్ కి బాలవికాస వాటర్ ప్లాంట్ తేవాలని ఒక కృత నిశ్చయంతో 500 మందితో పోగు చేసి అందరితోటి మేము బాలవికాస వాటర్ ప్లాంట్ మాకు కావాలా అని అందరితోటి ప్రతిజ్ఞ చేయించి అదే రోజు గ్రామస్తుల సమక్షంలో కమిటీ వేసినాం. మేము భాగస్వామ్యమై నడిపిస్తున్నాం.
గ్రామ పంచాయతీ వాళ్ళు మాకు రూము, బోరు, వాటర్ సదుపాయం మాకు ఇక్కడ గ్రామ పంచాయతీ వాళ్ళు మనకు కలిగించారు సార్. 80% బాలవికాస్ మన గ్రామానికి ఇస్తుంది కాబట్టి మనం 20% అక్కడ మనం ఇవ్వడం జరుగుతుంది సార్. అయితే అది ₹300 మేము అక్కడ జమ చేసి అక్కడ 20% మేము కట్టడం జరిగింది సార్.
ఈ 300 ఇవ్వాలి ఫస్ట్ సభ్యత్వం అంటే ఎందుకు అని అన్నాం. మళ్ళీ ఇంకో విధంగా ఆలోచించినాం. ఇప్పుడు మనం 300 కట్టడం వలన మన హక్కు ఉంటుంది. మనకు ఇప్పుడు మనం డబ్బులు ఇచ్చినామంటే మాకు ఆ హక్కు లేదా అని మేము అడగగలుగుతాము. ఎన్నో బయట ఖర్చు పెడతాము. కనీసం 300 సభ్యత్వంలో చేరితే మన కుటుంబము, మా విలేజ్ మొత్తం బాగుండడం కోసము, మంచినీరు తాగడం వల్ల అనారోగ్యం పాలు కాకుండా ఉంటాము అనే ఉద్దేశంతో ₹300 సభ్యత్వం పెట్టాము.
అందరు సభ్యత్వం లెక్క, అందరూ భాగస్వామి లెక్క. ఇది మన ప్లాంటు, నీ ఒక్కరిది నా ఒక్కరిది కాదు, ఎవరిది పెత్తనం కాకుండా. అంటే పెటిషన్ మస్తు లక్షలు కాదు, 2 లక్షలు పెట్టి 5 లక్షలు పెట్టి పెట్టిస్తాడు. నేను పెట్టించిన అనే ఒక పేరు ఆయన ఉంటుంది అన్నట్టు ఊళ్ళో. ఇట్లాంటి ఎవరో పెట్టిస్తే నేను నీళ్ళు తాగుతారా అని అన్నారు. కాబట్టి మేము ఎందుకు ఉండద్దు భాగస్వామ్యం, మేము తలా 300 వేసి మా ప్లాంట్కి మేము పెట్టుకున్నాం సార్. ఇది మన విలేజ్లో, మన ఊర్లో, మన ముందర మనం తయారు చేసుకుంటాం. నీళ్ళు బాగా నచ్చినాయి, మంచిగా ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి మేము ఆరోగ్యంగా ఉంటున్నాం, మంచిగా తాగుతున్నాం.
పరాయి రోడ్డు తీసుకొని చేసిపోతుండు అంటే మళ్ళీ ఆడ వచ్చేదాకా మనం చూడాల్సిందే. అనుకోకే ఫోన్ చేస్తే ఆగమ్మా నేను వస్తా, ఇప్పుడు వస్తా, అప్పుడు వస్తా అంటాడు. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇంట్లో ఉన్నట్టే ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి మనం పెట్టుకోవాల్సింది వాటర్ ప్లాంట్.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Poonamji and Mr. Chigoji for giving opportunity to Balvikasa to make presentation on our behalf. And namaste to all the participants from all over the country, I guess. It's very nice to be with all of you. So the topic, training the community in operation and maintenance of the water ATMs. So I would like to bring in the experience of Balvikasa in mobilizing, motivating, and building the capacity of the communities to drive the entire operation of the water ATMs. We have pioneered the community water plants in 2003 and 4. So as of now, it's almost 17 years. So we have reached 1,350 villages where we have 12,000 community leaders who are actually managing these projects, and it's giving employment to 1,350 local employees, and then it's benefiting to almost 3 million people, giving access to clean drinking water in 5 different states. Of course, mostly in Telugu states like Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, and also partly in Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Chattisgarh. So we started this project to help the fluoride affected communities using the RO technology. And as a criteria, we try to select the villages where there is more than 2 ppm fluoride. The WHO norm says 0.5 milligram to 1 milligram is okay, but more than that is not good. So we are taking the villages where the fluoride is 2 ppm, because our concentration is mainly to eliminate the fluorosis, which is the cause due to fluoride. And then we try to identify the villages where the families are minimum 150, and the maximum could be any number like 1,000 family, 2,000 family also. And we also try to select the villages where the Gram Panchayat is willing to provide the raw water source and also allocate an existing building within the community. And then we try to select the villages where the community is willing to provide 20% of the project cost. See, for us, development is not free. As one of our policy, development is not free. So we try to motivate the community to contribute the 20% of the RO plant cost. And when we divide this 20% among the villagers, generally it comes about 300 rupees per family. And that is not a big money. People are poor, but they are not really poor not to contribute for their own development. It's just a matter of one-day wage. So we tell the community, by paying this one-day wage as a membership fee, they get all the rights to use the water like anybody in the villages. And then, they can have access to clean drinking water anytime. So we try to ensure that 20% money comes genuinely from the community pockets, not by village rich, not by village leaders. And then we also try to create awareness among the community on importance of clean drinking water, water technology. We train the committees, we provide support through a federation, and then we also do continuous monitoring and project evaluation. As you see here, one of the Balvikasa guiding principle is we build the community before building the project. And this is one of the key reasons why Balvikasa programs are highly sustainable compared to many other initiatives. So what is building project? Building project is providing them the RO project, which is physical. And what is building community is we go to community, we create awareness, we create unity, we create leaders, and we create leadership among the leaders so that they actually can drive the project. So now in the modern age, you call it as a hardware and software. So if you simply give a water plant, it's a giving hardware. But like if you have a 50,000 rupees iPhone, it will not work by itself. It requires 50 rupees software, right? So software is very, very important. Similarly, even if you give a water plant within the village, a physical facility, it will not run by itself. It requires a software, awareness among the community, unity among the community, a good leadership among the community, so that they will actually drive the project. So with believing in this, Balvikasa, not only in water project, whatever we do, wherever we do through Balvikasa, our approach is we build the communities before building the project, and we spend a lot of our resources, time and energy in actually taking forward this building community initiative. And what we do is we conduct Grama Sabhas to discuss the need of the project, and then we make it mandatory. 80% people participate in the meeting. We form the committee, we create awareness through IEC material. I'll take you to the next step. These are the different type of training programs we do. It's a 3-tier capacity building approach. The first approach is we build the community, right? So we go to community, we conduct awareness campaigns. Whenever we conduct village level motivation meeting, before we approve the project to the community, we tell the people to bring at least 80% family representatives at the Gram Sabha. Otherwise, we don't approve, right? If people do not want project, let them not come. If they want project, let them come for the meeting, right? So that, and express the interest of participating in the program, then only we will give. So we make sure, at least 80% families represent at the initial Gram Sabha, we call it, the village general body meeting. And then in that meeting, we elect a committee, minimum 7 members, it can go up to 9, 10, 11 people with 30% women representation. And then the second level is building the, creating the committee and building the capacity of the committee members who are elected by the community to manage the project. And then the third level is building the capacity of the operators. At every village, we hire 1 or 2 people, local youth, to operate the project. So we also provide a series of training programs to the operators. So if you look here, we mobilize community. We build the capacity of the committees, which are elected by the community to operate the project, to manage the project. And we also build the capacity of the local youth who are employed to actually operate and maintain the project. And as you see here, we have 10 different capacity building activities. The first one is when somebody approached Balvikasa, we don't go to villages to saying that we have a project. The community comes to Balvikasa saying that they want a project. Then our first training program is to the village elected leaders, right? Maybe sarpanch or ward member or any caste leader or anybody who approached Balvikasa. We conduct a training program to these elected leaders on how to conduct the Gram Sabha, the big Gram Sabha with 80% families participating in the initial Gram Sabha, where the community need to agree and accept that they will be participating in the program. This is the first activity. And then we conduct the Gram Sabha, right? These leaders who are trained by Balvikasa will go back to village and then they mobilize the community, right? From different political parties, from different castes. There is a strategy on how to mobilize these communities. So 80% is a minimum participation, 1 person from family. If it is a 500 family village, at least 400 families must participate at the village Gram Sabha. If they do not participate, even if people are dying because of bad water, we don't approve the project, right? So this is a very mandate in Balvikasa approach where community have to, sometimes there is a meeting failure. Then again, we ask them, we'll give you 1 more week, but you have to bring the people to the meeting. So this is one of the key points for our program success. And then we do, and in this meeting at Gram Sabha, a committee is elected by the community themselves. Then we conduct a training program before inauguration to the committee, which is elected by the people. So we conduct training program on resource mobilization. This committee responsibility is to collect the membership free from the community. They have to pull the water borewell from the Gram Panchayat, and they also have to pull the existing building from the Gram Panchayat. So all the physical, financial, human resources mobilization is required. Therefore, we conduct training program to the leaders, committee members on resource mobilization. And then we also conduct a training program to the operator who is identified by this committee before the project inauguration itself, right? So there are 2 training programs conducted to the committee and then operator. And then community awareness again, we also use IEC material, like we have posters, we have videos, right? And we have wall writings, we have drama. We do these kind of things depending on the level of awareness at the community level. So we try to repeat, we try to make it more frequent so that community really will become aware about importance of drinking clean drinking water. And then we also use the inauguration also as a platform to again further motivate the people. So during the inauguration time, every family will be participating. And then we also conduct training program after inauguration to the committee and another training program to the operator. To the committee, we train them on record maintenance. Before inauguration, it was training program on resource mobilization. And after the inauguration, the committee have to take care of, finance matters, resolution, the minutes and all those things, and also making resolutions, all those things. So we try to provide a training program, which is number 7. And then number 8 is a second level training program to the operator. So while he is operating the project, if he has any problems, those will be, again reinforced, and second training program to the operator. And the third one, so the next one is the third training program to the committee again. So this is before the closing of 1 year. Why? Because at the end of the year, we generally conduct annual general body meeting, where again all the members of the village gather to conduct elections, to look into the finance, and to approve the annual budget, and also to approve any new resolutions. So to prepare this general body meeting, we want to train the committee members on how to prepare the annual report, how to prepare the budget, how to prepare the statement of finance. So there are so many things that they need to take care. So we conduct a training program 1 or 2 months before the end of the year, so that the committee is well prepared to mobilize the people for the annual general body meeting and prepare all the documents required for this one. And then we have the annual general body meeting, which is actually done in most cases exactly on the day of inauguration. Like, for example, if the plant was inaugurated today, next year on the same date, we try to have a annual general body meeting. It's like anniversary where people celebrate their success. Plus, if they have any problems, anything they want to share, they want to, complain if there is any complaint, or if they want to change the body. Generally, it is 1/3 board changes every year. Our rule is, our policy is 1/3 of the committee changes every year. If somebody is good, they will continue. Otherwise, they can be, taken out or again re-elected, whatever. So this is our process of, building the community. So this is what is, building the community before building project. And also while managing also, we try to conduct a series of training programs to the community. Plus every month, our project team goes to the community. Generally, it is a fixed date where a village committee will meet in the village. There is no notice, there is no calling. Let's say in my village, we fix every month. First is the monthly meeting, or second is the monthly meeting. So for these monthly meetings, for 1 year period, our project team will attend these village level monthly meetings. Why to attend monthly meetings? Because we need to help them in drafting the agenda. We need to help them in making proper resolutions, and we need to help them in proper recording of the minutes. We need to help them in looking at the financial statements. We need to look them at help them in monitoring the technical aspects of the water plant, right? Or any issues to be resolved, or if somebody is not drinking water sometime. So we motivate the committee members, how to follow with the people who are not drinking water and how to make sure everybody drinking the water. So this monthly meeting facilitation by Balvikasa team will build the capacity of the leaders on practical conducting of monthly review meetings at the village level. So we do that for 1 year. After that, we will not go, right? Because the program funded by donor is completed within 1 year. So within 1 year, so actually what we say is, when we inaugurate the project, usually in India, we conduct we cut the ribbon, right, for inauguration. So we tell the community, by cutting the ribbon, it's like, we are divorcing on the responsibility, right? So from today on, it's your responsibility. But we'll handhold you to take up the responsibility for 1 year, right? By bringing them to Balvikasa for training programs and sending our staff to the village to facilitate their monthly meetings or, resolving local issues. So 1 year handholding is done to the community, and exactly on the day of the annual general body meeting, 1 year after, it's completely handed over to the community for their own maintenance. And as you see here, that the sustainability factors, I would say completely a community-driven development approach, right? And the program is completely sustainable in different aspects, in 3 aspects: socially sustainable, financially sustainable, and technically sustainable. Socially sustainable because the community is united, the community is motivated, and there is a capable committee which is able to take over the project and then manage the program by themselves. It's a community-led project, therefore it is socially sustainable. It's financially sustainable because the revenue that is generated, our water plants generally sell at 3 rupees 20 liters, and then average, 50% people buy the water every day. I mean, consumption is 100%, right? But purchase of water is 50% people buy every day. because somebody buy today, they don't have to buy tomorrow. One can is good enough sometimes for small family for 2 days, right? So like that, people purchase water very regularly, and then 3 rupees is the price. So with this revenue, after taking care of all the expenditure like power bill, operator salary, plant maintenance, all those things, the money what they're collecting is sufficient for the project maintenance. And technically sustainable because the operators who are trained by Balvikasa are capable of taking care of the minor repairs at the project level, right? The filter changing, chemical replacement, all small repairs they can do. If they need anything bigger repair, right? Maybe membrane replacement or pump repair, whatever it is. So since we have a huge number of water projects, like 1,350 water plants under Balvikasa, we thought it would be good to have a federation of all these water plants who can take care of providing or supplying quality spare parts, because many villages are having problem in procuring quality spare parts because they're cheated, right? Because same quality, same quality of chemical or filter or something, but different brands, different prices, they got cheated or they're getting cheated. So we want to help the community to have access to quality spare parts at a reasonable price, plus access to quality service to repair the water plant, the major repairs. So we have created a federation where all these 1,300 villages pay the membership fee to the federation. It's like the cooperative, like it's a 4,000 rupees per annum membership fee. And the federation have 18 technicians, right? And these technicians are interested, like 70 villages per technician, who will take care of all these repair, maintenance, sale, and all those things. So even after Balvikasa, move from the village, this federation, which is formed by the members themselves, right? It is taking care of the technical support wherever there is a need. So in this way, the program is socially sustainable, financially sustainable, and technically sustainable. And then how do we measure the program success, right? So the outcomes, active participation and contribution by committee is one of our outcome because of the building community, right? One of our priorities, building the community. So what is the outcome of building community, right? And how do you measure it? Number of people taking membership and number of people purchasing water is the outcome of building the community. And then the outcome of building the committees, right? Type of resources mobilized, room, borewell, right? And the value of money, value of resources mobilized, number of resolutions they have passed during the year, and number of issues they have resolved during the year, and the level of satisfaction of the community and the performance of the committee. Are they available? Are they efficient? Are they transparent? Right? So it's a satisfaction level of the community can also be measured to say that how effectively the committee is performing. And then the effective performance of the operator, right? So the number of repairs handled by the operator himself and time taken to resolve the issues and adherence to the SOPs in plant maintenance and level of community satisfaction and the operator's performance. Is he keeping the plant clean? Is he producing the water quality? And is he available? All these things will be measured to measure the outcome of the project. These are the indicators. And then the program benefits, social, right? Increase in the community awareness, capacity of the community and community building, local community leadership cultivated, collective responsibility towards the community assets, increased unity. These are social benefits. And health-wise, decrease in the incidence of waterborne diseases, especially the fluorosis, and improved general public health and improved productivity and well-being. And then coming to the financial, decrease in spending on purified water, because before they were buying 20 rupees in the market, now they get it 3 rupees. They're saving on water bills, and then decrease in spending on medical bills because people are more healthy, and therefore they are not spending much money on the medical bills. And increase in savings. The money what you save on buying water, what you spend on medical bills is adding to your savings. Plus scope for improved income due to good health. When you are healthy, you make good production and good income. So these are all the social, health-wise, and financial benefits through the program. And then just to give you one case study, a village called Nachinapelli, which was inaugurated almost 14-15 years ago. The flow rate in the village was 2.5 ppm, and number of families in the village were 700. the status active with revenue surplus as of today, and membership amount is 3,000 rupees per family. And Gram Panchayat contribution is the raw water, which is borewell, and an existing room to install the water plant. The borewell and the room, the value of the contribution given by the Gram Panchayat is about 2,50,000 rupees, and the membership in the village is 100% families took the membership. And before the inauguration, generally our practice was 80% families must take the membership before the plant is inaugurated. We will not send the RO plant to the village unless we see 80% people enrolled by paying the membership, right? And the remaining 20%, sometimes 90% achieved before the inauguration. So the remaining who did not enroll on the day of inauguration, they will be motivated to enroll within 1 month or maximum 2 months. So we have all the members there, 3 rupees, 10 liters, 20 liters, and consumption is 100%. And as of today, this water plant has a surplus profit of 6,80,000 rupees as their net profit. And they also spend some money for the community development program also. Not only sustain the project, like they spend their money for establishing a library in the village or taking care of plantation in the village. And for the COVID time also, they gave masks, they gave groceries to the poor people, they use sanitizer, this kind of thing.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Mr. Reddy, for this very detailed presentation on how, besides training the operator, you are training the community and forming committees, forming federations, training the technicians to take care of the program. I have got a few questions here, and the first question is, as we heard, post handover of your 1,350 water ATMs, has an audit been done to understand and report how they are working to date? If yes, what is the status?
Audit on the performance, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We have actually a regular touch with the villages through the federation. Our federation team, like the 18 technicians who go to the villages regularly, and then they collect the monthly balance sheets from every village. They look into the water quality sample testings every month. We have the data from all the villages. In the last 16-17 years, out of 1,350 villages, I think 2% of the villages are not functioning. That is not because of community problem. That is mainly because of the groundwater problem. Because in that village there is no groundwater source. The village committee spent huge money on digging borewell, but all their money is gone, and even there is a money, there is no water, right? So like that, few villages dropped out. But on the whole, it's not more than 2% of the villages are, I would say, not effectively functioning.
Thank you very much, Mr. Reddy. Now, the next question is from one of our colleagues, Mr. Madhu Krishnamurthy, who is Safe Water Enterprise implementer. And Mr. Madhu would like to know, how do you measure the health benefits through your impact studies? Is it a third-party research, or how is it done? And what are the indices being measured?
Right. So we do internally very regularly on the impact assessment and the performance of the communities. We did not hire ourselves third parties, but some of our donors from London or some corporates who are funding the projects, they themselves have sent their third party evaluators to do the feasibility of their particular project. For example, one CSR funded 30 villages, one foreign donor funded 50 villages. So they will be doing of their own project, not the entire Balvikasa project, but they are doing impact assessment of their own projects. So the assessment, what they do, the indicators, what they check is number of people join the project, number of people purchasing water, and then the efficiency, number of people participating in the meetings, number of monthly meetings.
Can you share a report if it is there in the public domain for the sector to understand? Would it be possible? If yes, please share, and we will circulate it to the sector.
Sure, I'll do.
There is one more question. It is from Dr. TNVV Rao. He wants to congratulate you on your presentation and also especially how your story brought out the need for water ATMs. That was very impressive. His question is, what is the TDS of the pre and post treatment in the case study that you just presented? And do you have a remote monitoring system at your plants?
We have a remote monitoring, not on TDS, but on the consumption and membership recharge, on those things. But TDS, we don't have online monitoring system. The TDS levels, range. I mean, if you're asking me on the case study village, I'm sorry, I don't have exactly right now because it's not. I need to check it out. I cannot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 16-year-old project, so I need to know. But generally, we bring down the TDS to 70, 80, where the TDS is now 700, 1000, even 1500 TDS is there in some villages. So we bring it down to 70, 80, right? That's a minimum, and some villages are even going to 100. And then the frequency of testing the water is generally once a month. We have our own laboratory where we test the water samples. So our network brings the water samples from the villages, and then we have a testing system in our own headquarters, and then we send the reports to the villages every month.
Okay, so you share these reports with the community.
Yes, yes.
Next question is, because the premise of Balvikasa and the core objective is removing of the inequities and the marginalization. How are your water ATMs delivering this objective?
Yes. See, generally what's happening in the development projects, the rich are the influential ones who contribute and participate, and they try to eliminate the poor, right? When the rich pay money, they get the full authority, right? They will not let the poor people to come and access, or even they let access first. The rich people will have access only if it is left over, or the first hour is for the rich and the things like that. So to bring equality, that's the reason we said whether you are rich or poor in the village, you have to contribute the equal membership. So 300 rupees or 250 rupees depending on the number of people in the village. So everybody contribute in the village, and everybody have the same access to clean water, same access to come into the committee. So that's, we try to make it, very uniform policy and things like that.
What is the AMC that is being paid to the Federation by the water ATMs?
I think it's 4,500 for the small project, like a small capacity of 500 capacity, and 6,000 for 1,000 liters capacity.
For how long is the community sharing with you the annual report of their performance of their water ATM? So like if you are there since 30 years, the plant is usually handed to the community in what time frame? Until what time frame does the community give you the annual report?
See, we are there as a implementing organization 1 year with the community.
1 year.
1 year. But since we have a federation, right? The federation will get the information every year. And through federation, we have a consolidated data coming to Balvikasa. So almost every year we get the data from every village on the financial aspects, on the consumption aspects, all those things.
Thank you very much. There have been a lot of questions and you have been answering them back to back. What has been your experience of working in the 5 states, as you mentioned, with respect to each type, and especially your experience in Chattisgarh?
Yeah, Chhattisgarh, I mean, we are spread mostly in Telugu states, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. And then we have expanded the program to Maharashtra 5 years ago, where we have about 100 water plants around Nanded. And we are in Kolar, Chikbalapur districts in Karnataka. Chattisgarh, we recently reached there. And that is also not a community model. It's a urban water kiosk, where we are selling for the city commuters. It's a urban water. The community water plant is for domestic purpose, right? And then the urban water kiosk is for the city commuters who are traveling on the city main road. So we have a ATM on the city main road where people go there. They drop 1 rupee coin and they get 1 liter purified and chilled water. So this is to eliminate the plastic buying, the Bisleri buying on the streets, right? And the poor people not able to have access to clean drinking water. So it's a commuters project. We have
how many such units do we have in Chhattisgarh? So Chhattisgarh, they are all automated Sujal type of kiosks, where you drop the coin and you collect your water. Am I right in understanding this?
Yes. We have only 3 in Chattisgarh, Raipur and Bhilai. We have one in Bhilai, Atanagar, or you call it as what, Transport Nagar, right? And then bus station there.
Yeah, thank you very much, because the follow-up question was that there are no village water sanitation committees formed in Chhattisgarh. So it's a difficult terrain to work. So you have very clearly answered this. And I must say, we have had a pleasure of learning a lot from you. And with me, I also have our CEO, Mr. Kurt Soderland. You have met him in your offices, but I'm sure you would like to have a small chat with him. Over to you, Kurt.
Thank you, Poonam, and thank you everyone for attending. I really appreciate the opportunity again to learn more from all the terrific work that's ongoing with this USAID supported SEWA program. Shoury, I was really impressed with your presentation and how you really brought to life the work with the community and the engagement with the community, and you know, from the outset, getting commitments across the entire community to support the projects and programs. It's so impressive over many years how Balvikasa has built that trust and engagement with communities, and really welcome the opportunity to learn further from this this series, this Water Talk series, and the engagement of the group is terrific. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice meeting you, Kurt.
Yeah, thank you, Kurt. And I would like to extend my thanks to all the participants and all the SEWA partners. So, Shoury ji, just to inform you, I think almost all the national level safe water ATM implementers are there as participants. And this is a very important series because it's providing cross-learning right from the leadership. And that's the reason why you had a numberage of questions targeted to you. But thank you so much for answering each of them. We learned a lot today about how the program functions. I see my colleague, Mr. Anand Rudra, also there. Anand has been the co-architect of this SEWA program. He joins us from Washington. Let's hear a few words from Anand also. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, Poonam ji, Kurt, everybody who's there on this call, thank you so much. It's a privilege to be part of this Water Talk series. And I think it's wonderful that we are basically learning things are in a common thread. The community engagement parts, the fact that health indicators were mentioned today in the discussion, and all that was shared with the presenter. I think overall it has been absolutely wonderful. And congratulations, Poonam ji, for continuing the talk series to add more experiences to this knowledge bank. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you. So, Mr. Anand, Chief Officer from USAID, was one of the chief architect of these clean water talks. He has retired and he has moved to Washington. And it's a pleasure that he is once again joining us. And his interests are very important to us. So thank you very much. Thank you all the participants. Thank you, Mr. Reddy. Have a great evening.